What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1030 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today, to my right, James Dean Rader. Got his best big dog on. He's the big dog of the show.
That's so crazy.
Big dog energy. To my left, Tyler Meisinger, wearing way too many clothes for Austin, Texas in late May, but it's just part of his ironic sort of vibe. Hello, Tyler. All right. And then we got Sean Kozak is also here.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Feeling great.
Thanks for the ride home yesterday.
Anytime.
I'm 0 for cars right now.
What'd you think of the music selection? That's what I really want to know.
We did a lot of Elton John,
Yeah.
which was not what I expected in the Father's.
Can you feel the love tonight?
We didn't play that one.
Ah,
It just brought back memories that I'm just not ready to revisit. No, I have no working vehicles currently. They're both at the auto shop getting tended to. So thank you to Jonathan. It's a good time of year to have air conditioning in your vehicle if you live in Austin, and one of mine doesn't. So it's not even the one I drive, but Katie's just
you
complaining.
just got you got a car you don't even drive.
Well, my wife drives it.
Oh,
So I'm married.
I thought you just had
Anyways.
a car you just let sit there.
No, I don't. Anyways, what do we get into first? The plenty of news still happening. I feel like we're getting a couple storylines every single day. The big ones, starting at Iowa, Nelson Brands. I alluded to it, I think, on the last show or last week's show that I expected Nelson to get his medical and return, and that was announced. He officially announced he's going to be wrestling next year for the Iowa Hawkeyes, his final year. I don't know if it's 6th, 7th, however you call it with the suspension. But Nelson will be back, and that's big for Iowa. They also announced the transfer of Kyle Parko. Is he a four-time? I think he's a four-time All-American now.
That sounds right.
Multiples
Yeah.
of the All-Americans for Kyle.
Depends on I don't know if he wrestled 2020. Is that a place winner?
Placed 4 times.
Four
6th,
times.
8th, 4th, 5th.
His thing was crazy. In 2021, he All-American for Fresno State, and it was super touch and go if he was even the guy coming into that year. It was, I forget, he was in a battle to start much of the year and then ended up starting and wound up placing. Then Fresno dropped and he went to Arizona State. Anyway,
Wrestling Nomad going 3 schools.
I know 3 schools. That's rare, but he did. We should do the all the wrestling nomads, the 3 school, the elites. Nick Soriano is the captain of that one.
Austin Gomez.
Austin
Another
Gomez,
Michigan man.
another Michigan man. A lot of these guys, involved in Michigan.
It's a great place to finish
Nick's
your career.
Yeah, so Nick and there's at least 3 wrestling nomads. But anyway, for the Iowa Hawkeyes, presuming Kyle Parko's at 149, that's my assumption. That's where he's been his entire career, and that's not a weight of high production for the Hawks. I don't think it was. As you look at the weights of need for Iowa, I wouldn't have put 149 as the top one, but it could use improvement, and Kyle's gonna absolutely bring that. So, good news for the Hawks. Kozak, what's the ranking impact of those 2 additions?
Yeah, it's likely. So Parko's already ranked 4th, and we think Nelson's going to be an 84-pounder.
Yeah.
He'll probably slot in right around that 4 range as well. So that's an extra 25 team points, and that puts him in second by 10, 11 points.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately vaults him right up into second place. And I feel like Iowa's kind of been under the radar this whole offseason, right? We haven't really heard a ton of news from them. They were in the Alira's talks, but I feel like this brings them back into our conversation.
Just when I think they're out, they pull me back in.
Yeah.
So what does Iowa's lineup look like next year?
Well, that's the interesting thing. So we can start at the lightest weight and work our way up, but it gets really interesting kind of that back half. I presume Drake will remain at 125. That makes a lot of sense for their lineup. He's a big point scorer. 33 and 41 are their big weights of need for the Hawks. And they have Cale Peterson. I presume he'll be their 33-pounder. That is, what he looks to be their best option. 41, Colin Shriver moving up. Could be a qualifier, but I would be really surprised if either of those guys contributed meaningful points for the Hawks. Now, 49, you've got... Now, one interesting thing about 141, and Ryder Block's never had more motivation to to drop down to 141 than he does right now with Kyle Parko coming in. So if he can go down to 141, that's interesting. Now, he didn't have a red shirt. I don't even know if he wrestled a match because I think he was dealing with an injury. Kozak can
Get surgery.
Can fact check that. But Ryder was a high recruit, highly sought after recruit, and now with a year under his belt, it's the time for him to starting for the Hawks if he's going to. And no opening at 49. 41 makes a lot of sense, but you also have Rachi's still there. You got Voinovich there. So they're going to be deep at 149, but Parko, I mean, none of those guys are as good as Kyle Parko, and probably not even remotely close. 57 is where it starts to get really interesting because on the one hand, Jared Franik's out. So Kobe Seabrick could slide in there.
Not there anymore.
He's not?
Nope. Got word after we talked about him last show or two.
What do you mean?
Apparently, he's done wrestling.
He's done wrestling?
Wow.
All right. Well, I didn't know you were going to say that.
No more Seabiscuit.
Wow.
I kind of like that
hearing this for the first time.
I like that you kept that just to tell Christian on the show.
That was our secret segment.
You're sure? You're sure?
That's what I heard. I mean, I don't know. I didn't talk to Seabiscuit himself, but
yeah. Get it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know about that. Okay. Interesting. So, all right. Well, that's one less option at 149 for the Hawks. You don't know. Could Rachi go up? Rachi spent time at 57 in the past. Could happen. You also have Michael Caliendo and Patrick Kennedy both certified at 157 last year. Now, we talked about certification and what that could mean. Does that mean they would be functional at that weight? I don't know. But for Patrick Kennedy, I think he's got to start looking at a lot of different options because 165 I don't think is going to be an option for Patrick Kennedy because they have the number 2 ranked guy, Michael Caliendo. He plays 4th at NCAAs. He had a great showing, a great tournament. And I don't think you move that guy. I think that guy stays at 165. Could be your top point scorer next year. Drake got 2nd, but getting 6th, 7th, or 8th is likely, or not likely. It's possible, right? And so I don't see Kennedy getting in at 65, which is probably his best weight. 74 is going to be Gabe Arnold. I mean, he didn't wrestle last year at 84 because he wanted to wrestle this year at 174. So I don't see that changing. Nelson Brands can go up to 184, where he's been an NCAA qualifier. Glazier 97. It allows you to redshirt Angelo Ferrari. And then heavyweight Keeter, you assume.
Angelo going to be a 97-pounder?
No, I don't know. I think he's probably an 84. Right now, I would say he's an 84
with
pounder.
Gambler back.
Yeah.
You don't need
Doesn't
him.
have a spot.
Yeah.
Right. We got Cooper Seabrick in the chat here,
What's he say?
and he says, "What is JD talking about?"
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So I asked him to set the record straight. So I'm waiting for a response.
Well, if he doesn't know what you're talking about. Now, Cooper, is this young man kin to Kobe?
Younger brother, I believe.
Okay.
So he says Kobe's going to be back next year.
Okay.
I'm going to ask him
What, JD?
what's his relation to Kobe.
He's like, yeah, we got this. All right, this is great. The power of the internet. All right, we're learning things.
So,
So,
live show.
Seabrecht's back in the lineup, guys. So he could be the 57, and then
I heard he was living in Des Moines. I'm done.
maybe just in the summer. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on the lineup. I don't see there's gonna be some really good wrestlers on the bench next year for Iowa. Voinovich, Rachi, Seabrecht, Kennedy. Those are probably the top 4 guys that are really going to be in dogfights to start, in my opinion, next year for Iowa.
JD, you may have been a victim of like the game of telephone because it's Colby Franklin who announced that he was
Colby.
He's done.
Okay.
Colby Franklin.
So
Yeah.
you see how these rumors get twisted.
Dang.
Yeah.
I got to talk to my people. Record straight.
Yeah. Well, holy cow.
What
All right.
are the odds that, I mean, we've talked about this many times on this show, but now Iowa already with that bump, it's in second place. They're in second place. What are the odds AJ is on the team now? And
They can be more in second place.
more
if
in
they
second
get
place.
AJ. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Have you heard anything?
No.
What do we have?
He's been in business meetings. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you can bank on AJ being back next year.
You can count on AJ.
There's also Chris Cannon is still in the portal.
That's
and he would be a good option at
Yeah.
33 or 41 for
Okay.
Iowa.
I think
He's
that
been in the portal a while.
I haven't heard anything about Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't either.
You've cut off all ties.
He would be another nomad.
Will you? Yeah, Northwestern, Michigan for a minute, maybe not even a minute.
A year.
It was
No,
less than a minute.
when you talk about mat time, I don't think it's a minute.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah, I mean,
we said as far as per minute wrestled, he may have made out like a bandit as far as NIL goes.
yeah. That was a good payday. So yeah, Cannon, if he still wants to wrestle and do that, I mean, Iowa would make it. He would make sense for Iowa. I don't know if Iowa, if that's what he wants to do. If you're battling injuries and concussions, I don't know how much a Big Ten schedule helps, but you can do pitch count and things like that. But yeah, they have real needs at 33 and 41, and with Parco, they're kind of a clear, outright second place team right now at NCAAs, and it's a solid lineup. It pales in comparison, obviously, to Penn State, but
That kind of
team.
That kind of brings back the question from last show where we talked about should Oklahoma State be disappointed if they don't get a team trophy. You brought up there's no clear second place.
Mm-hmm.
Now there kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think now?
So I mean, I still think they have a great chance to trophy. Top 3 gets a trophy. Wyatt is going to help. Brian Pearsall tweeted something about them, a Cowboy incoming, or, basically alluding, hey, yeah, there it is. There's the tweet, where he said just that. And that could mean anything. Does that mean incoming for this year? Does that mean transfers? Kind of like people like to tweet that I know something you don't know type of deal.
He tweeted that yesterday.
Yeah, according to
Cam Amin was on his visit to Oklahoma State yesterday.
interesting.
Connected
So
dots.
Cam, now you've always said Cam can go 157.
I think he still has more visits scheduled.
Okay.
As well.
Well,
As far as I'm aware.
what are you aware of?
I think I also heard that he's going to Iowa State.
Okay. He hasn't
It's a
visited.
great option.
I don't know if he's already been to Missouri. Yeah.
Oh, he's
I
visiting
think-
Missouri too.
I think so.
If another visit gets canceled on Missouri, that's gonna be sad. He takes his.
I don't know if he already went there or I know he already went to Virginia Tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, I know that he was on yesterday. He was on his visit to Oklahoma State. I don't think that Cam is the type to commit on a visit before visiting the next school. So I don't know, but
I didn't think he was the type that would transfer out of Michigan.
I didn't think that either.
So you don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, he would be. At first, you're like, where does he fit in the lineup? Because they just brought in Caleb Fish and Dean Hamady, who were all 3 165 pounders last year. But Cam can go 57 apparently, and
Maybe,
You
yeah.
seem like you have your doubts.
There's a difference between saying you can go 57 and going 57.
Okay.
That's kind of like the thing. I think that he could. I know that Will Lewan is bigger than him right now.
okay.
So
Shout out to Will Lewan.
Will was always
Gains the clock.
Will was a big 57 too. So I don't
Really?
So now that you say Iowa's the clear second place team, how do you feel about their, I don't know if it's intentionally their recruiting strategy, but basically let's get one big top 5, top 10 recruit from the class, then hit the transfer portal. Do you think that's a good strategy? Is sustainable?
I mean, it's sustainable because you could do this every year and probably get a couple of good guys. But it's sustainable to sustain what they're currently doing, which is having good teams that can contend for trophies versus recruiting, developing the best high school kids, which I still think is probably the best method to building a juggernaut team. When you have a combination of it like Penn State has, where they're getting some of the best guys in high school, and then they're also when you add a Mitchell, a Greg to your team.
So you're saying be the best at high school recruiting and development and getting the best transfers.
You don't have to do all of those things. I think you have to. Cause not what
you kind of do if you want to compete with Penn State.
Well, yeah, but
'Cause that's what they do.
Penn State would have won by 50, 60 points last year if they didn't have Greg, or if they didn't have Mitchell or Greg, some of their transfers.
I know. So if you want to beat them, you have to do all three.
Well, last year I would say is a perfect storm, and I think there's going to be a leveling of the transfer stuff after
The COVID.
all the
guys.
COVID stuff is gone. So it's not always going to be like this. Kyle Parko's not always going to have an extra year.
Is this the last year this is gonna be a thing, or are there still Olympic red shirts and stuff that are adding to it?
Pretty much this coming year is when almost all of it's gonna be cleared out. So I think that will shift things for sure. The portal's still gonna be a thing, but one thing I'm observing, and this we can maybe transfer or bring Andrew Aliras into the conversation, because he went in the portal and then it was sort of like a sad thing for, is this little program, then he stayed home and he won. Now he's leaving for more money. He didn't leave. He stayed. And one thing I hear that I continually hear when I'm talking to a lot of the athletes and the families around the athletes is like, they don't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andrew didn't want to leave. Yaroslav, he went in the portal. He did not want to leave.
Cam Amin, I don't think
Cam Amin doesn't want to leave. Colton Schultz did not want to leave. Like the day he goes in the portal, I'm talking to people who are like, yeah, he doesn't want to leave. It's like, okay.
He didn't end up going in the
And he didn't.
Yeah.
He I think he was in and out really quick. But yeah, they don't want to do it. But I think they get, like, the athletes don't. But then where you have to wonder is like the people around them, what sort of influence they're having, and they have.
I think athletes also want to make a little money.
Well, if you're a guy who hasn't entered the portal yet, and you're hearing all these numbers get thrown out there and tweeted, and part of you has got to be curious. Like, the only way I can figure out if these are real or not is by entering the portal.
Yeah. Well, is it really?
I mean, I guess not.
No.
But you can have boosters or whatever, whoever reach out to you, and who knows how real it is. But when you're in the portal, that's when you go on the visit. You actually talk to the right people, and you figure out what's realistic for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand why they're doing it. But Andrew staying home makes me think the money may not be as crazy as everyone's saying either. Because I don't think there's a scenario he's turning down $500,000 to stay at Northern Colorado. That would be, I would say that's just foolish to do. So maybe the money's not as crazy as what gets tweeted every couple weeks.
Do you know anything about like UNC's effort to?
No, I mean, when I talked to Coach Nickerson, it was kind of like what we have is sort of what we have. Like because I was like, is there any process or movement to try to get more going? And he was kind of like, we are where we are with him, and he'll just make his decision. And that was not long ago.
We haven't talked about, like, we never really we started the show, we talked about the Iowa, but Aliras staying is news too.
Yeah, that's definitely news.
His announcement video was awesome.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
If you haven't seen it, I saw so it starts off with a bunch of tweets talking about how he's entering the portal, and then it just cuts to Leonardo DiCaprio's face in the scene from Wolf of Wall Street where he just says, "I'm not leaving." And as soon as it got to his face, I was like, yeah, because I kind of wanted him to stay. I've always loved how he's from Greeley. He reps Northern Colorado so hard. In his national championship interview, he was like, you don't got to go to a big program. Like, I don't know. I just love how ride or die he's been for Northern Colorado. Even at Olympic trials, he was like, yeah, I want to show everyone that you can do this at any program. And then like a week later, enter the portal. Like, oh, man. So I'm happy he's staying.
Do you think he could have gotten more money elsewhere and decided to take a pay cut?
Yes.
Staying at Northern Colorado?
Yes.
Probably.
That's what I have no doubt.
Yeah, I would assume that's what's happening. But, if I think he wants to live and be in Greeley, and it would be tough. Think about this. He wants to come out. Let's say, for the sake of the argument, true or not, let's hypothesize that Andrew Aliras wants to go back to Greeley, wants to go back to Northern Colorado after this final year. Well, if you want to be on staff there, how are you going to sell a kid on coming to a place that you left, right? That's not easy.
Yeah.
So it's a little more long-term thinking as well. So I think it's a good, I think it's great. I think if he transferred, and I think that could have been cool and fun too, but it's awesome for Northern Colorado. And obviously Andrew's going to be happy. And I obviously last year he was a big name that a lot of people wondered about it. Like, will he be next? He just fits the perfect profile.
Yeah.
Huge impact guy, small program without the pool of money that some of these other programs. And for a while, I know that it was sort of a turnoff to him, and I was surprised when he entered the portal. But glad he's staying.
We talked about last show. We talked about who's the biggest lock for an NCAA title this coming year, and Andrew's name got brought up a little bit, but then we're like, nah, Jesse Mendez, Bill Bartlett. Andrew and Jesse are wrestling. It beat the streets.
That's a fire match. I guess freestyle, I'm assuming.
I guess I don't know.
I wonder if with them wrestling, obviously it's a great match. Do you think that, because there's speculation if Andrew's going to change weight classes?
So you're like,
Go
I'll
to
wrestle this guy
149.
because I'm not going to wrestle him at the NCAA
Would you-
championships because I'm going 149.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Is that why? So is that maybe evidence that he's going to go up to 149?
Where is the speculation that he's going 149? I thought that speculation was just that he could because he's in the portal and he wants to be able to fit lineups better. Is that not what it was?
I mean, he's held 141 for a while, and I think he's on the bigger side. It's just rumors.
What should he do? If you're in his camp, what are you telling him to do?
It doesn't matter. I think both weights are going to be equally difficult to win. I think they're both good. I think he will do fine at both weights. I think he's good enough to win both weights.
Two returning champs at those weights are both like the doggiest dogs.
The snoopiest of doggiest of dogs.
From
Not the
from
biggest
national
of dogs, but
Yeah, they're no JD Raider, but they're pretty good. You got Jesse Mendez at 141. You've got Caleb Henson, but like I think you got Bo Bartlett also at 141.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if 41's not as deep as 149. 149 is really. I mean, Ridge Lovett is going to be ranked what, 5th or 6th, and he was
He's back.
Yeah, and he was a not runaway. He was the predominant pick to win 149 last year.
Yeah.
And lost in the semis and triple dipped and sort of changed how we looked at him. But
not me.
not him. Big dogs.
Sad boy hours on the backside.
Yep.
Big dogs are not easily swayed.
That's right.
They don't get caught up in the moment. They think big picture.
Mm-hmm.
One little decision, and he might be NCAA champion. Change of position.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's crazy what little things that's the margins are so narrow. Yeah. Anyway, so I think 49 is probably a little deeper, but I think Andrew is good enough to beat all those guys as well. I really don't. And then you have Jesse Mendez, who may be as good as anyone he would have to beat to win it. So I think that counterbalances some
Yeah.
of the depth. So I think whatever weight he feels the most comfortable at, he should just wrestle that way.
Man, that's gonna be a great freestyle match.
Yeah, well,
I feel like high scoring.
maybe. A lot of respect there. Andrew's got great leg attacks.
They're both so aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Jesse's great from short offense, front headlock. I mean, Jesse really he had one of the most head-turning performances of the Olympic trials. Would you agree with that, Kozak?
Yeah, for sure. He gave Zane his toughest match, closest match, 3-2. Win. Who did he beat? He beat Yanni. Who else? Joey McKenna.
James Green.
James Green.
Yeah, James Green. So yeah, he put himself in like a top 20 in the world conversation at 65.
Yeah.
Like pretty much no doubt with that one tournament. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's an man. Going into the trials, I would have picked Andrew, and now I'm 50-50 on it right now. I don't know who's.
I agree.
I would probably lean Jesse just based on recency, momentum, whatever. It feels like he's in a growth period of his development. What we've seen from him over the last year or so. So that'd be my thought. But it is a great match. JD, I didn't mean to quickly shut the door on your question about Iowa either. I don't know if you wanted to revisit that or not.
What did I ask?
He blacked-
There's on their
Big Dog blacked out.
there's recruiting
Yeah,
plan long term.
I just think generally you need to be heavily high school reliant. If you look at the point scorers at NCAAs, vast majority are still guys that were recruited out of high school for that team. And I just think that's how you do it. And so I think that's what Iowa needs to do. I think they need to get better high school recruits than they've been able to recently. They've got some really good ones.
They got DeLuca coming in. He's really
Yeah.
good. Another 125, lightweight you.
I like Leo a lot. Ferrari, I think, is going to be a 4-year anchor for them. I think he's going to do awesome.
Should Ferrari redshirt this year or go 197 if AJ is not in the picture?
I would not. I think he should. Well, I'll say this. If he's actually that big, like 197 big, maybe you look at it, but he needs to be, he can't be just like a point better than Zach Glazier. He has got to be significantly better, because if you go from round of 12 to 8th or 8th to 6th, it's
Not worth going to true freshman.
It's not worth your year, especially when you consider what he could be next year.
I will say so we talked about how the Chael Sonnen show, we were listening to it. It accidentally made Bray call AJ Ferrari because he said, "Hey Siri, call AJ Ferrari." Bray's phone just started doing it. When AJ called him back, he was talking to him and he was like, "Can Angelo score on you yet?" And kind of half expecting AJ to be like, "No way, he can't score on me yet." And AJ was like, "Yeah, he can score on me. Like, he absolutely can wrestle with me." So that's kind of interesting.
I mean, Angelo is really good. I think he's going to have an awesome career. I think it's good that he gets to redshirt because, I don't know, gets to grow into the weight a little more. I think it'll be good for him. I hope he wrestles in his redshirt year. I mean, they can use him in duels. And that's the cool thing. Like, if he's better than Glazier or even better than Nelson, like, they can strategically use him in some of these big duels, and he can help and feel connected. So
Yeah, part of you wonders. I mean, Angelo is different because he's not one of those guys who you expect needs the year of development for college in the way that most high schoolers do.
totally agree.
Yeah, so I was gonna say at 97, like maybe he needs that year of development, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, CP, you put on our rundown doc. You want to do a new segment called I Take It Back or Correction Hour.
Yeah, hand
I
up.
assume this is about your David Taylor take.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I stand by that. Listen, I'm not saying I'm definitively correct and that no one else is a good answer. I'm saying,
Stand up for your take.
I mean, that's all I've done. That's all I've done is defend my take stands on its own. Now there are arguments. Kyle Snyder is a fine argument, and also you have two Kyles that are still in the middle of their careers. And like right now, I can just look at David Taylor's career in totality and say, okay, we can't do that yet with Kyle Dake or Kyle Snyder. And I think Dake needs an Olympic title. He needs to beat a GOAT like Sidakov, height of his powers. I think that's big. I think.
Okay, so let's talk about that. If Kyle Dake wins Olympics this year, does he become the greatest American wrestling career?
Yeah, certainly. I would say probably so. He obviously had a better college career than David. He beat David. He also, if he wins this Olympics, I think that puts him up there. What Kyle doesn't have that David does is a several year-long run where he is the number one guy, dominating and has consistent wins over like a top echelon type of guy. Like if he goes on a run and is clearly better than Zauerbeck, Sidakov, I think that's a statement. And now I'll also say this, a notch for Kyle that he can attain is if he wins 74, that is a better weight than 86 has been internationally, though it doesn't have a well, you could put Sidakov
I'll put Sidakov in that
Yazdani
tier
too.
as Yazdani at least.
Yeah, but he's got to beat that guy. I feel like to do that.
I think Sidakov is a tier above Yazdani.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think they're same tier. You could maybe rank him above, but same tier.
Who I say same tier, but Kozak will know more because Sidakov loses.
Yeah,
Not that often.
Not when it
And
matters.
he has to go through Russian nationals, which Yazdani doesn't have to do.
Yeah, and 74 is a better weight.
Yazdani would massacre Russian nationals in the most embarrassing fashion. He has liquefied the entire
Because
Russian.
they don't have the depth at 86.
Yeah, it's not about Russian nationals. It's about
Well, he said Russian nationals. I'm saying what?
Yeah, but it's about who he's wrestling at Russian nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, Sidakov is wrestling really good guys. at
So if
Russian
the same
Nationals.
level of guy were at 86, I don't think Yazdani would blitz through them.
Who does he have close matches with?
Yeah, because they're not the same level of guy.
In the world. In the world. So I'm just saying, what
Because like you just said, 86 isn't as good as 74.
is it that much worse?
Yes.
I mean, he annihilates everyone.
It's that much worse.
What makes you say that?
Yeah.
What? That 86 is worse than 74?
It's like it's almost like
Internationally or just at in Russia?
both.
Why?
Watching them wrestle.
That's just an eyeball test.
No,
Well,
it's not. If you watch the guys that Sidakov's having to wrestle and beat, they are better wrestlers than those that Yazdani is having to wrestle.
And also, everything is eyeball test when you can't correlate accolades because these guys aren't even making teams, so they can't go win world titles. So you can't say, oh, well, he's beaten this world champ, this multiple time world champ. Yeah, they don't have those same accolades because they lose because they're 3 and 4 on the ladder.
And even look at what we said about David Taylor going up to 86 and how he was just totally able to destroy everyone in the 86 weight class, whereas 74, he did not have the same level of dominance, even against his losses. He lost to Sargush. He lost to Sabalov at 74 kilograms. He wouldn't face those guys at 86. The level is different.
but you're making his improvement in results. You're connecting it to the weight class and saying because he went into a weaker weight class. I totally disagree with that. David Taylor got.
You think he got that much better
Oh,
where
yes.
all of a sudden he was just better? He wrestled Jordan Burroughs to a 4-4 match at a heavier weight class.
way better,
At his weight class,
his
not
weight.
Jordan's weight class.
way better and way more functional.
What proves that point?
Just every result.
Oh, eyeball test. Eyeball test.
Yeah.
Eyeball test for that as well.
Well, first of all, one thing that we brought up before is that to show David Taylor's progression, how much he got better, it went the first like 3 or 4 matches they went to the break with Yazdani in the lead. And then the last 2 matches they had, David Taylor was winning at the break. So I think that is something to be said. Another argument there is that Yazdani was dominant at 74 and moved up. So
No,
he was
not
dominating-
dominant at 74.
Not dominant.
He was not.
He wasn't. Okay, you're right. He wasn't
Lost to
dominant.
Sabalov.
He wasn't dominant, but
Should've
he
lost to
He lost to
Godoyev.
Gadzi.
but
Guys.
he won the Olympics in 2016 and then moved up. So like he won 74
In a weight class that he never should have won. He had the easiest
Okay,
draw.
you can say that as much as you want, but he won.
Godoyev
It.
melted down in the finals. Look at his draw at the.
It's weird that Yazdani would melt someone down. We haven't seen him do that
That's
much.
part of
otherwise.
his skill set is being able to melt people down. Like
At
or
74,
barely.
He
He
lost
lost
the guy.
barely.
Jordan Burroughs didn't melt Godoyev, and Yazdani did. So what I'm saying is that
No.
Yazdani is a guy who proved himself at 74 and moved up.
No.
killed everyone at 80.
How can you say no to that? He won the Olympics.
He also lost to Sabalov. He lost to Shabanov. Like, he took losses
I know.
at 74.
Okay, he wasn't dominant at 74. Fine, I concede that. But he did win the Olympics in 2016. He was at the top.
He did, yes.
Okay, so this is a guy who won at 74
And then
moved
became
up.
more dominant at a lesser weight, a weaker weight. And then he ran through everybody. And then he didn't lose internationally.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's fair. I don't like the argument that 74 is like that much better of a weight than 86.
We get it. You have a friend who's an Olympic medalist.
No, that's not.
There.
That is not what I'm saying at all.
It's
I just
also-
think it's whack to like discredit someone just
Yeah.
because of their weight class. Like this guy sat at the top for a 5-year run.
Not
Not
discredit- no
discrediting.
one's
I put him
discrediting
in the
that.
same tier. I was just saying, if we're just 74 is a deeper weight.
But you guys are saying that. I don't even remember what you guys were saying.
No, this all began to say that Yazdani would run through Russian nationals at 86, and that's not the question. It's 74 is the tougher weight class, and showing that he didn't have the same level of dominance, and he had losses to Russians at 74 when he wrestled there.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he was also very young in his career as well. If you took that period of time for Zauerbeck, I'm not sure he was even on teams at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, he won.
He was junior aged.
Yeah. He's super
2016. 15.
super young. So
Yazdani was probably junior age when he won. I don't know how old he was.
no, he won juniors in 2014. I don't think he was still junior eligible. He might have been in 15, but he wasn't in 16.
But he was what, 21?
Very young.
Yeah.
Extremely young. And Sidakov was how old when he won his first world title. Even Russian match, I think it was like 24-25 maybe.
Yeah.
So,
This all comes back to CP being wrong about David Taylor, greatest.
Who do you think it is?
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, who is it then?
Either Jordan Burroughs or John Smith.
So you're just discounting college,
No.
pretty much.
So I think that
yeah,
those guys are the goats, but I thought
Well,
we
then
were
it-
having a separate.
There,
I
boom,
thought,
end
I
of
thought
it.
we were having a separate conversation about like the most complete career.
So now it's just math. So now you're just adding up the most number of the medals and just
Yeah.
saying that's the winner. I mean, it's so reductive. It's like, no, there's way more to it than that.
Well, that's not what you did either. You talked about his influence at Penn State and winning team titles.
I talk about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, David's time as like a pound for pound guy is comparable to Jordan's.
Yeah.
Just happened at a different time. So I think that's comparable. Jordan has more, but do you factor?
People brought up, we never talked at all. I mean, none of us were there for it, but Dan Gable apparently barely, like, never really lost at any level. So
He did lose in the NCAA finals one year famously.
yeah, but he was still the pound for pound greatest at one point in time for most of his college career.
It's true. He just didn't have the longevity of a senior.
Did he lose internationally?
Yeah, I think
He lost at Midlands
that's not
as a
international.
senior.
I think I mean I think longevity matters too. Like how much time you were
Shoot,
doing that.
anybody can win the Olympics 1 year.
Yeah.
But where does I know that you said longevity matters, but in the Dan Gable versus David Taylor argument, the difference too is all the years that he wasn't on the ladder.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That
We didn't really address that really last time we had the conversation.
Yeah, I mean he was behind really good guys, GOAT level guys for sure until he. I mean, yeah, he had a period of time where he was not on teams. He had to figure out how to become what he became.
So let's just simplify the argument now. If Kyle Dake wins gold, yes or no, is he above David Taylor on that list?
I don't know. I need to see it. It's possible.
In my opinion, he is above David and he is above Jordan. Is he
Wow.
above, well,
This is if he wins.
if he wins. Yes, if he wins, not yet. The John Smith run from 2 golds, all the world titles, Olympic golds, to all the world titles in between, you're 6 for 6. That's tough. That's where you start debating.
Yeah.
So to make it clear, like I think that the two like greatest of all time, the only argument you can have is Jordan Burroughs versus John Smith. But I think the argument that we're trying to have right now is a completely separate one.
Yes.
Where that encapsulates their whole career at each level. Like were they the pound for pound greatest at each one or whatever it is. And that's why I don't like comparing Jordan Burroughs because he won 1 state title in high school or he won 2, he only won the Hodge once or whatever, like only, right? But David Taylor was a 2-time Hodge winner. Like Kyle Dake won 4 NCAA titles. So that's where I think they make up for it in this argument. I don't want it to get twisted that I think that they're going to be ahead of Jordan or John in the all-time argument because that's not what this debate is about.
Yeah, I think Snyder is actually just as interesting as Dake when you think about how great Kyle was coming out of high school. And he was kind of like, in my opinion, one of the first ones to be just so day one ready out of high school. Now we see it's sort of normalized at this point. But we got some.
Man, he's spoiling my my moves.
Dang.
That really sucks.
Now I'm gonna draft that one.
Yeah.
I did not have that.
I did.
I didn't have it on my list, but now I'm gonna.
You can't use it.
I'm gonna
now.
use it,
dude. Josh, what are you doing? So to explain what's going on later in the show, we have this planned. We have a draft for the moves you do not want to get hit on you in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
And we each made a list and we kept it secret. And I collected a bunch of videos for visual aids for you, the audience.
where you messed
because
up.
I love you, and I gave them to our producer so that he could pull them
He's-
up as we said them. But then he just showed one of my
Josh knows.
He showed one of my secret moves on the screen for Christian to see, and now he was able to add it to his list, and it makes me really mad.
Because Josh is smart and he wants to help me. Yes.
He said in my ear, just like CP, he hates me, so that's great.
So that's what you get. Okay. Snyder was so good coming out of high school and then making teams basically year one out of high school, which is nuts. And then junior world champ, 3-time NCAA champ. It's interesting as you look at his NCAA career because he was a 3-time champ, but it's like he was wrestling like 10 to 12 matches the year. He never won a Hodge. So it was like, was he ever really the best of the best? He lost to Adam Kuhn in that mix. So, but and the thing is, if Kyle goes on, and that's why it's like, man, let's let the dust settle. I'm letting the dust settle on David's career, and I'm kind of comparing him against the other people whose careers are done. If the careers are still happening, I don't know, it's a little harder for me to want to take it all in.
I think the argument for David versus Kyle is that David was a pound for pound number one for longer than Kyle has been. Kyle had that 1 year stretch, and David was at least 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, he was 65-1 from 2018 on, and the one loss was an outlier. He had just beaten the guy and then lost to him.
I think you put him pound for pound number one after his 2022 World Final.
Yeah.
Because
You could have.
I don't think you can before that because Sadulayev would still be there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the knock on Snyder is he does have a couple other, I'll call it random losses compared to David post 2017. David just had the Yazdani loss.
You have to compare runs. You can't compare years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nomad tried that. It made me laugh so hard.
Like you would be comparing Snyder's 15, 16, 17 run to David's
Yes.
18
Exactly.
and on run. That's what you do. You don't compare ages. You don't compare the exact same time period.
Now, notching the belt for Snyder is the man who has preventing him from debatably being undisputed, Sadulayev, who could become arguably GOAT of GOATs of men's freestyle wrestling ever, regardless of country. He beat that man.
Yes, he did.
David Taylor does not, even a Yazdani win, not on that level. Undeniable.
Yeah, but the argument there is that Yazdani could be Sadulayev if not for David Taylor. Like who would have beat him at 86 if David wasn't there?
Nobody.
So he could go on.
We're going around in circles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe we spent too much time on this argument.
Yeah, let's go.
Thank you, audience, for indulging us on this one.
All right, let's get the draft.
All right, we're drafting. Selective service.
Drafting. Kozak, we're gonna throw to Kozak. He's gonna tell us who gets to go first.
Oh, I was not ready for
He
this.
didn't know that.
Okay.
No one told Kozak
No,
that.
he did. No, it came really fast.
Wow.
And here.
Because we need our draft order. Because
Explain what we're doing.
Yeah.
Explain
Yes.
what we're doing.
You should
Explain
tee it
what
up
we're doing.
better.
Well, I thought I explained it already earlier.
Explain it better though.
Okay, so
Not in anger.
we are doing a draft for the wrestling moves you do not want to get hit on you in a match. Think of the most embarrassing things that could happen to you in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
And they have to. One of our rules. We have multiple rules. One, it has to be legal. I clarified that earlier. I wanted to put full Nelson on there because I don't want to be full Nelson. Can't do that. JD mentioned that. Well, then you could just say punch in the face because that's also illegal.
Shot with a gun.
Fine, fair. They have to be legal. Number two, they have to have a name that is recognizable to the audience.
Yeah.
So we can't just like make up a name for something. It has to have a clearly defined name that most people would understand what you're talking about when you say that name. Do we have any other rules?
that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Do you want
Just
me
don't
to
want
be?
it to
Yeah,
happen.
the eyes and groin.
We're going to do snake draft, and then y'all can vote on our social medias who has the best, who won.
We're each gonna get 4.
4.
I
Okay.
need
Do
to pull my list.
you want me to be a part of this, or do you just want me to facilitate?
Facilitate, please.
Okay. All right. Ready?
And-
I'm hitting the random list generator and James, Christian, Tyler.
Let's go.
You're joking.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'm pumped because there's a clear round one pick one move here that you have to pick. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
I basically just won this whole thing because Spladle.
Come on, dude.
Spladle's a good one.
You don't get to just win off that, though.
No, you got what will truly show your understanding of the sport is these next two picks. That's what really separates them. Man.
Y'all don't understand the.
Oh, man.
Spladle's a tough one, but here's
I think I'll take anything over getting Brock Hardy. He literally became a meme to people outside of wrestling. His face was getting put up in bars.
Not just his face.
His butthole. His butthole was getting
We have
over
a
the TV.
Spladle visual reference.
Oh
right here.
gosh,
This is Bo Nichols' famous Spladle.
I'm sitting right next to Bear when this happens. It was electric. What's going on here?
Bo Nickel trying something crazy, and he's gonna Spladle.
That's a Spladle.
Potentially.
Oh.
Looking for a fall. Wow, Bo Nickel.
You don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You really don't.
Does that ever happen to you?
I've never been Spladled.
I don't know
I'm
if
happy to say.
I've been Spladle
me neither.
once. It was
Really? In a
bad.
real match?
8th grade. Yep.
Oh,
Still remember it.
Man,
It's tough.
I don't think I've been spladled. I don't think it ever.
I'll do it.
I'm not sure if.
No, the problem with Christian is that he's so inflexible that I think he might be Spladle proof.
Yeah, it's my one true defense.
There's only one way to find out.
This guy can't touch his knees. It's crazy.
I can touch my knee.
It also might be fatal to him.
It might be.
It might be,
I could
he'd be
break-
the first person to.
I think
Just
that.
explodes.
Yeah, I do think I could just like detonate and just like.
You would pop like a water balloon.
Yeah, I'm tight. All right, so here's
All right,
an
Christian's
interesting
turn.
one. My turn. Guys may challenge this, but I think it's a different move. The banana split.
It is a different move.
The banana split's different.
Absolutely.
Spladle near leg in, cross body, banana split. I think everything that JD boasts that the Spladle possesses, the banana split has in spades. And
I mean, Spladle's better.
Spladle's better. Oh, look at this.
We don't have to play these with audio, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found this on our website.
This has all the criteria. Who are these random kids?
I don't know.
A little wrestle off. All right, nice. That's exactly what we're trying. The one I remember, Bo Jordan hit it he hit it multiple times. He hit it to win a state title, I'm pretty sure. But he also hit it his freshman year, and it helped Ohio State win. I think he hit against the Illinois guy. But yeah, banana split, just as embarrassing as a Spladle, and I get the value of this second overall pick.
Okay, so my next pick, it's not. I think if you ask the person that this happened to, I don't think that they would say it was the worst thing to ever happen. But just as far as like pure trying to get people to vote for my picks on social media, I wouldn't want this to happen to me. I'm gonna go Cartwheel Kimura. We can't show it because we don't have the.
I've never seen one of those.
Oh, you've never seen that?
Not executed successfully. See, this is the thing. That wasn't legal. You picked something. We just said it has to be legal.
Was it illegal?
It was stopped.
It was stopped.
But he wasn't a. You guys gonna make me
Also,
switch
kind of
my?
too.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me switch it?
Yeah, you're just
Florida is not legal.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta change it.
Fine.
What the heck?
You have to change it.
You literally said the
Also,
rules.
that was actually like super advantageous for Stefan because then he literally got to do a sick
I know.
interview afterwards.
yeah.
And it didn't work.
That's true.
Also, you get 2 picks this round,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Serpentine.
back to back.
All right, fine. Let me go back to my list. I'm gonna have to go with the clearly obvious answer of Super Duck.
Yeah,
Dang it.
I had that.
You don't want to get Super
Number
Duck.
2.
No.
We got a visual reference for Super Duck for those who. Nope, that's the Keegan Duck. Nope, different. Okay, that's a different move. Yep. All right,
Yeah,
there we go.
super.
Super 32 Duck, Kyler Larkin.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
You should have got. How'd you not get some Joey Dance up in here?
Some Bubba J.
Bubba J, someone from
Jeff Rutledge. She's got the most famous.
This was
mixtape.
Yeah, mixtape.
The way I found these moves was literally just searching FloWrestling Instagram and then Super Duck so I just clicked the first link that was there to make it as easy as possible.
Joey hit him. Joey and Bubba hit them as clean and as fast as anyone I've ever seen.
You're falling on your face with a good.
Yeah, I can't imagine how badly I would be looking at snares. And I factored that in.
Got to go elbows in.
That's a move that you could hit on Christian, no problem.
There's so many.
The inflexibility will help you there.
That's a growing list.
Man, I got some really good ones on here. I'm gonna save some because I'm hoping that you guys will not take them. I'm gonna go just name recognition wise. I'm gonna go suplex.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good.
I had that high up on my list.
This has a lot. This has a lot going for it because not only do you get, the danger element.
Check this one out. This one's fire.
This is not good. Woo! Boom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's danger. You can. This is, and when I'm thinking about how I might die, this is one of the ways I'm
This
most
is a
likely.
dangerous one. This isn't just an embarrassing one.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
Yeah, I think about death, and I think I don't know how to land in this scenario.
Also,
And I don't know if I bend in the right ways to even protect myself.
Yeah.
also highly posterizable. Like
Yeah.
Super Duck, like
Yeah.
you're probably not. It's not as good of a picture.
You get logoed.
Yeah,
USA Wrestling logoed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're gonna end up on a tattoo like all eternity of wrestlers all across this country.
I just don't want to be on a tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
That is how you get postered.
Tyler, the chat is really picking on you for your moves that you picked.
Yeah.
Why?
Good.
I don't know.
They were good picks.
They were great picks.
I mean, other than the one we didn't allow, that one was just dumb. But
Yeah. You had
I want to know what the chat. Don't say what they're saying, but I'm gonna roast them when it comes down to it.
Okay, I got it. All right, so one of these things I'm thinking about because I'm up is, I'm imagining I'm wrestling in the NCAA finals and everyone's watching. So, what do I not want to have happen to me? If you get hit in the NCAA finals in a 3/4 stack,
I had 3/4 stack.
that's really
In there
bad.
too.
That's
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit in that move.
That'd be pretty bad.
So
I mean,
this-
that's just
is
such
this your
a
pick?
throwback. My pick is a 3/4 stack. Yes.
Okay.
That's not how you want to go out.
No, that one's tough too because you get pinned.
And you're definitely getting pinned. Like if you get hit in
You
it,
get super ducked, it's just a takedown. You can come back and
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
3/4 stack, you're getting pinned.
I'm getting pinned.
That's how you lose.
Yeah.
It's also just not just like having people watch you do it, but just the feeling of another man owning you like that.
Yeah, that's a big brother move.
It's bad. It's
It
bad.
doesn't feel good.
And it's so easy to defend.
Yeah.
Watch TV.
I'll just be. Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows how to watch TV. Okay, so mine's 3/4 stack.
All right. With my second pick, I'm going Magic Stick.
Oh, I didn't even have that one. How did I forget that?
Can't be getting Magic Stick. That's an all-time embarrassing one.
That is so good. Yeah.
All-time embarrassing one. Yeah.
It's low on the pain factor and low on the will it hurt you in the wrestling match factor, but
High embarrassment.
if you're just throttling the embarrassment.
You're on that guy's Instagram for life for that.
Yeah.
Their bench is going nuts. You're just getting clowned on. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's not good.
I don't have a visual aid for that because I just completely blanked on that one.
JD, you get another pick too.
I do. With my next one, I'm going helicopter plant. You double somebody, you pick them up, you spin them around, put them through the mat. It has to include the helicopter because that's like the demoralizing part.
Yeah. That's
Somebody just
truly,
owning you. That's just
Matt Ramos
you're not worth of
style.
me.
He did
truly
that in one of our
emasculating.
videos.
Yeah.
So you call it the helicopter plant?
Helicopter, yeah.
I think
Spin
you're going to
around.
get dinged on social media for lack of recognizability on that.
Yeah, that one's not quite as. I need a video for that one, but I'm going helicopter plant with my third pick.
You get another one or
That was my second.
Oh, that
That was the second.
All right, Christian.
Man, this is coming fast and furious.
Yeah.
All right, I got some good ones, but now I'm trying too hard to win, and I just need to be just honest with what I just don't want to have happen to me. I do not, because of my body, I do not want to be in a double leg power half situation.
Ooh.
Given my shoulders, I'm just thinking
It's really a helpless.
double legs
feeling.
in.
I had that on my list
and
actually.
someone ripping up my shoulder and planting. It's not. I'm not going to go. Here's the real issue. I'm not going to be able to go over that easily just because of the way
Dude,
my
Zane
body.
Rutherford would actually break your body.
I would
don't have a no. That's not the move. That's different. He'd give it away another one.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
It's okay.
But yeah, I don't want to be double leg power half at all. I think that's high in the pain region and helplessness, and I'm gonna get pinned. I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
That's when that's another one where you just look like you are so much weaker than the person you're at.
I think I'm not exaggerating. I think if Zane Rutherford did that to you, you would genuinely be paralyzed. You are so stiff that you wouldn't be able to go over. He would just like twist your body. Like he might
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. You get it.
Broken back, plus shoulder.
You understand. I don't know what would happen if Zayn did that to me. It used to be better. I used to be able to get moves shown on me, and I was never super flexible. Now it's like, I'm like, Sheamus, you can't show this on me. I don't know what's going to happen.
Christian told us a story the other day about how he went to the chiropractor and they evaluated your body, and what happened?
Yeah. So they're like, you know, they measure kind of your posture and like how your weight is shifted. And so they had me get on this special like 2 scale thing. And on one side, I had 100 pounds, and the other side my right side had 58. And they were like, what is
the most unbalanced person?
Machine's broken.
They're like, that's not good. They're like, that is not good. And I was like, that makes sense because I have such bad balance, like insanely bad balance. It doesn't make sense.
It is wild.
It's kind of crazy. Bracky always used to make fun of me for it, but like Bracky's a good athlete. And then I just don't let people pick up my leg. I just get to the mat so I don't even have to deal with it and just get taken down. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
All right, Tyler.
All right.
Tyler's up.
I'm going to go, man. One of these is a fake move that I've never actually seen anyone hit, so I'm not going to say it.
Wow.
But I will. I just want to say that so I can bring it up later.
A pre-invented move. Perfect.
We'll have honorable mentions.
I'm going to say the hokey pokey.
I have no idea what that is.
You guys don't know what it is? I have
a
a visual aid for this one that I filmed in the Michigan wrestling room. This is so fire.
This is Dave Bolyard.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fake trip. Whoop.
Oh my
You just
gosh.
spin him around.
And you turn yourself around. Oh, right. And how did
He winks into the camera.
And he placed his body so he would face the camera.
Uh-huh.
Can we see that one more time?
Yeah, let's see that one more time.
Shout out Dave.
I had to dig this up. This is a few years old. Just
Whoa, my gosh. Who's the poor young man
so
that
dirty.
is the victim?
That's Joseph Walker right there.
Joe Walker.
He claims to this day that they were just drilling. They were not. This was live.
Live drill. They're not drilling in the background, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, you get one more pick. Are you
I don't
ready?
know, graphic might just say snap down for that.
Yeah. That's a snap go
Dude,
behind.
I'm going to get dinged on the
That's
graphic.
a snap go behind.
No, it is not a snap go behind.
I like the hokey pokey.
Yeah, we'll call it a hokey pokey and see if that resonates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a snap. That's just a really good snap go behind with a good fake.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
It's not a snap go behind because a go behind is like he ended up in front of him. He didn't even have to go behind him. He just
Okay, a
knelt
snap
down.
misdirection. A snap misdirection.
A misdirection.
Steering wheel drill. This is very basic.
I'm putting hokey
If
pokey.
you went to Missouri, you would know this. Like our producer, Josh Skurnick.
Next one, man. I have two. I want to say
He's going to invent another move.
I feel like there's one obvious one that I'm surprised
an obvious
hasn't
one.
been said yet.
So, I'm curious what he's thinking.
So I'm gonna go,
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you're really jamming this up.
dude. There's two that are so good.
Hey,
So-
he should lose his pick. They count it down in the
5,
NFL draft.
4.
all right, I'm gonna go wrist snap. Gotta go wrist snap.
Russian wrist snap. That was high up for me too.
That's a good one. You guys are more worried about getting embarrassed. This is a generational thing. Your generation is worried about, how it's going to
fire.
look on Instagram. My generation is trying not to die. And so that's what is driving a lot of my
Are you looking at these wrist snaps on the screen right now, Christian? These
Yeah.
are just
Yeah.
absurd. Okay, that wasn't an actual wrist snap,
Yeah.
but
I'm
but
with
no, I'm
Christian,
like,
though. I
boom,
feel
that
like-
one is crazy.
It's like, wow, 2 points.
I feel like, okay, it's gone. You dealt with it. It's embarrassing.
It's painless.
But it's not painless, and you're not stuck there.
Yeah.
You're
See,
not stuck.
me and JD were the Instagram generation. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. It's all about your vanity.
You don't want to get hit
how
with a
you're
highlight.
how you're viewed by strangers.
Yeah,
What
because
about-
we're not gonna die when moves get put on us. Like
Oh, you might. Just wait. One day.
All right, Christian, last pick.
All right,
Make it a good one.
There's some good ones here. And this one, remember, we're in the NCAA finals. Oh, this is so hard. There's so many I want to choose. So we can talk about those afterwards. I don't want to get pinned in a tilt.
I had that on my list too.
I don't want to get pinned in a tilt, guys. That's
good.
bad. That is bad. I've seen it. It can happen. You think about Darian Cruz. He gets that sucker so tight. It's
That
just
tight.
that if the ref's in position, you can get pinned in a tilt. And I don't want that to be me in the NCAA finals. It doesn't hurt, so it's low on the pain factor, but it terminates the match, and it's highly embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
So like there's the embarrassment factor, but there's also like I'm not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
2 points. You maybe don't think you can come back from down 2, Tyler, but I think you can. I know you can.
Thanks.
But me, pin and a tilt, it's over. So that's my Mount Rushmore.
Graphic will say pinned in a tilt too.
Yeah.
It's not just tilted, pinned in
Yeah.
a tilt, which is fair because
Thank you.
I had pinned in a tilt on my list as well.
Yeah, you guys thought of some ones I didn't.
All
think
right,
of.
James.
Last one.
Last one.
Got a couple options here. I'm debating between
It's tough.
3. I'll tell you what 3 I'm debating between because
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
lat drop,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
half Nelson,
Yeah.
and cement mixer.
Wow.
Those are my next.
Those
top
would not
3.
be in mine.
Those would not be in mine.
I'm thinking cement mixer. You got to be up like 10-1 in NCAA finals. Getting cement mixer.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. Half Nelson is you can't be getting pinned in a half Nelson.
Really true.
And that's another pin termination.
Like once you,
I tell you what,
wrestle
Caleb.
for a while, you just can't get half Nelson.
Did I tell what Caleb said about half Nelsons on?
He
on
told
the show?
me, yeah.
We were watching some. I think it was a David Taylor video, and he was hitting a half on someone. And Caleb goes, "I used to think the half was so goated." Now,
When you're 7, it is good.
yeah, he's like. Then I realized it doesn't work on like it's on how you finish
Well,
the move.
Jake Varner has entered the chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Jake
Yeah.
Varner was pinning fools in half Nelson.
Bar half is different than half though.
Yeah,
Bar half is different. I'm
David Taylor
fucking
pinned someone
straight
with a
half
bar
Nelson.
half
yeah,
I think
at Worlds.
totally different.
I think I'm gonna go lat drop though
Okay.
because that has big move potential, poster potential. Plus, in my scenario, you're not just getting lat dropped and thrown through. You're getting lat dropped to your back, stuck.
That's rough. So I did not want to get blast doubled through my face.
I had blast double.
Blast double.
That's so much worse.
We got a Jordan Burroughs blast double.
One, I would die. Another reason I would die.
This one right here.
I don't know if I'd recover.
This
Look
is
at
just
this.
a,
Oh my gosh, he did it. He did it to the Russian. He did it to Sargush. He has doubled through so many faces. That would be horrible.
yeah.
I literally did get blast doubled one time, and unfortunately, the other school got a very good photo
Oh
of me, and they did use it to promote
And I bet
stuff.
in me.
Not great.
You got postered.
I know. I literally got postered.
And another thing I'm worried about, if it happened to me, I feel like I would have an embarrassing sound effect. Like, I think it'd be loud because I'm loud and resonant. I think it'd be bad.
Uh huh.
So I
You can
think
get blast double off a stage
I'd
too.
groan.
One thing I didn't.
True. And if it can happen to Ben, think what would happen to me.
I didn't say this because I was worried about the graphic, but in hindsight, it probably would have been better than the Hokey Pokey. We got the Nate Jackson leapfrog in there.
Oh yeah, getting
yeah.
jumped over. That's a good one.
This one's
So
good.
Kozak, you said there were some.
That's
that
just
you,
the worst magic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But then look, he literally in on the
He
leg.
gets taken.
The chat was saying this one a lot.
What?
The bow and arrow.
Oh,
Zane,
I thought about
Zane
bow and arrow.
Rutherford, Max
That's a
Dean.
good one.
You're
That's a good
stuck-
one.
Sometimes you're stuck there.
Without
You can't get pinned.
You're not getting pinned, and you're in a lot of pain. You just want it to end.
Yeah.
I thought about bow and arrow. I did.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
I don't know if that can
think I
happen.
messed up there.
I literally don't know if that can happen to me.
Yeah.
Because your foot has to get to a place where I'm not sure my.
You're tapping. You're tapping.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll over.
Yeah. Lincoln Frazee or Frazee in the chat also said the assassin.
Yep.
That would
Yeah.
be a
I had
bad
that on
one.
my list.
That's good.
That one
I wouldn't be
not as
embarrassed.
bad, but it is
not as
a
bad.
pinning one. It's tough. I had arm throw. So like you hop hips in and you go straight over top.
Oh, the one that I didn't say because it's a fake move is surfboard. You guys know this? Like,
Oh,
I remember that
you
kind
big
of being a
Kerrigan
thing.
Conan guy. He's the only
is that
person.
what is he the one who made it?
No, I don't know if he made it, but I saw him show it one time.
It's like you get the double chicken wing, you sit through, and you like,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I
they-
couldn't find a visual.
I don't know if that one would have been allowed.
I think
maybe
you steal their money.
not a real
afterwards.
move. Yeah,
Then you sell them shoes.
yeah,
Isn't Bourmet famous for the straight jacket?
yeah. Oh, straight jacket's
Straight
a
jacket
good
would be a
one.
good one.
How about you just showed you like Coach Bolyard more than Coach Bourmet?
That
on
is
this show.
crazy.
That's crazy. You would
I
do
heard him
that.
talking about that one time. I'm like, I'm gonna try that on my high school kids that I coach, and I was like, this is so awesome, just to be able to do that to somebody.
Yeah.
Get
Both
it?
the
They
wrists?
can't do anything
Yeah.
if you get both wrists. It's
Yeah.
very difficult.
I'm gonna.
Man, that's a good one. I'm bummed I didn't say it. That's a Michigan. Like everyone,
Special?
everyone who comes through there, you get straight jacketed by Bourmet. Yes, you do.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. What are some other?
for poster, I had flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh my God! None of us said flying squirrel.
I'm not worried about it.
It's if it's hit like
I'm not worried about it.
well that one. It's also I feel like that one's less embarrassing and more just super hype for the other guy. It's not like you don't land on your if it's like an Ellis Coleman where then you get bombed after, that's unfortunate, but it's not as bad.
Pretty
as,
embarrassing, bro.
It is pretty embarrassing because it's like you just got hopped over and
Yeah.
dog.
Nobody said headlock, right?
That was on my
Wow,
list.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I mean, I thought about it. It just
There-
feels like
most
so
headlocks
common.
though, yeah, they're so common, and most headlocks aren't super like demoralizing. Obviously, some can be, but
Even in Buffalo Gap, if you get headlocked, it's like, bro.
come on, bro.
I was thinking double grapevine. I
Mhm.
mean, you don't
Yeah.
want to hit it. It's not the worst though. We don't even have to show it. Yeah.
No.
I had a inside trip on mine as well.
Oh, that's good.
High flyer gator bacon.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to show the double grapevine. It's just
kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, you're getting kicked in the nuts as well as getting thrown over and potentially pinned if you're wrestling Dylan S. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
and you're like, oh, I just hit this amazing high crotch or double leg.
Man.
Nope, right where I wanted you.
You know what's good is foot sweep. We got a
Oh.
That's a good one.
sweep. I didn't say that.
Foot sweep's a great one.
We have a visual aid for foot
They're
sweep.
so rare.
This Mako foot sweep.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that is beautiful.
That's really nice. Foot sweeps are really cool.
Yeah.
Because they look so effortless
Yep.
by the guy doing them.
Dude, you saw how he just got him with his toe. Just boop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy. What else do we have a visual aid for? Got arm spin in there.
Yeah, those
The arm spins.
Yeah,
not
you
as
don't
bad
have
as
to
the
show.
arm
You don't have to
throw.
show that one. You don't got to show
Ooh.
that. Those are all. Oh,
Leg
ankle.
cradled.
leg cradle.
Darian,
That's a good one.
Darian
That's a good one. That
Mills.
was a miss. That was a miss on our part.
Darian Mills in the chat came through with that.
Yeah.
So good.
Another one though, it's like, is it ever gonna happen after you're like 10 years old?
In order to do a proper draft, we honestly
Should have a list of
made
everything.
a list and
No,
then-
because it's your knowledge.
But like, think about how does the NFL draft work? It's not all the teams just thinking like.
I know, but it takes some creativity. Y'all want this to be easier.
Hey, Spay's in the chat. He says being foot swept is no big deal. Get over it.
Let's say why. So Spay is saying that because once when he was a young man, he went to a practice in New Jersey, the state where he's from, and he starts wrestling with a middle schooler. And some of you maybe have heard the story, but if you haven't, he's wrestling this middle schooler. And, you know, Spay's like a 10th or 11th grader and wrestling, and he's just getting foot swept and foot swept and foot swept. And he's like, hey, what grade are you in? He's like, oh, I'm in 7th grade, or I'm in 8th grade or whatever. He's like, oh, and that man was Steve Mako. So Steve, for like an hour, it sounded like, just foot swept Andrew.
Spade's like,
But
the first time Spade was like, oh, you got me a good one. And he's like, and then he did it again. I was like, the hell? And then he did it again. I couldn't get off my butt.
The way Spade tells those is funny because
Oh, yeah.
he had no idea that it would become Steve Mako. He just thought this 8th grader was just beating him like I almost cursed, sorry, but just beating him up over and over again.
Yeah, it happens. Okay.
So that was our draft. Go to our, we'll have a poll up on Instagram and Twitter. You can go comment and vote who you think won.
Okay.
I'm not feeling confident in my draft,
Yeah.
actually.
Take the L, Beth.
Well, people are going to vote for me over you,
Well, we'll see. Only if you rig the voting.
which I'm known to do.
Yeah.
All right. You put down here a surprise segment.
Surprise segment time.
I have no idea.
Okay.
None of us know what this is.
So, all right. Well, let me get the. How do I want to do this?
You want me to?
How do you want?
Yeah, come here. Bring it
I
here,
hand
John.
it to you?
So, yeah, John's gonna bring it here. So, our dear friend of the show, Chael Sonnen, wanted to present JD
Oh my God, are these shoes?
with some. I think he felt bad. Chael is actually for all the
These are very nice boots. I have a pair of Tecovas.
for the shtick. Chael's a very nice person. I think he felt bad making fun of your shoes. I don't feel bad because I know you have nice shoes. But he felt bad.
Got the Air
And
Monarch
so
on today.
he's got the lawnmower.
Lawnmower 5.0.
Yeah. So these are from our good friend Chael Sonnen, and they're ostrich.
Woo!
They're ostrich.
Ostrich quill. Let's go. I don't have a pair of ostrich quill boots.
Okay. That's why I asked you your shoe size the other day. Bring up, yeah. Let's look at the old shoes.
Doggy.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Look at these. All right, so we're out with the Riddells, in with the boots.
Oh, the Tecova.
The split.
Look
at
at the
bottom.
split.
Chael's yelling at him.
It's like you're a grown man. Look at these bad boys.
Let's check
All
out
right,
this new boot.
kick those bad boys up.
Hell yeah.
I wait till you see
see it,
these
JD.
with the shorts. I hope he could stand up because that for the full effect. Here, let me move some stuff.
Yeah, I'll take the box.
New Boot Goofing Radio Live. Look at this guy. Well, you're late. Look at this guy. Wow.
The shorts.
Wow, with the shorts.
Great.
You're going to wear those with shorts,
Wow.
aren't you? Whoa, look at those feet.
Oh my God.
Holy crap. Oh. Thank you to Chael. Well, you thank him.
Thank you,
I
Chael.
don't-
Thank you, Chael. Thank you, Mr. Uncle Chael P.
I'm gonna start coming in with sweatshirts that have holes in them and complaining about being cold, and hopefully Chael will get me a nice new jacket.
You know what? It's all about you.
Bro, you only get boots.
Only boots. Yeah.
These are actually super nice. I will wear these all the time.
Well, I would hope so. Yeah, they look nice. Nice boots. We need to move something.
Oh, I have to-
All right, hold on. Like this? How's that? Oh,
Christmas Day for me.
he wants them out of the way for the
He wants to
shoes.
see the boots.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right,
Yeah.
there we go. Good boot shot. Bang.
Oh, God, you hit the light.
All right.
Oh. There we go.
All right. We got the full effect of the boot.
We gotta get a boot.
I got a brown pair of ostrich quill. Now I got a black pair of ostrich quill.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Who knew you were in such good boot standing? I had no idea.
Even better now.
Congrats.
All right, what?
I don't normally wear my boots into the office, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe now. Maybe you just you have a pair of office boots.
Office boots?
Just wear them for the show.
Oh, kind of like slippers, but boots. For
Yeah, exactly. Yep, like slippers.
Mhm.
I love slippers, honestly. I kind of wear them around the house. Only when it's cold, though.
You
Let's
looked
keep
at me
it
like
moving.
You're about to make fun of me for slippers, and then and I've never actually owned a pair of slippers, and then
I hope-
immediately admitted that you.
I hope Chael mails you a pair of $15 slippers. That would make my day.
Tyler, are you ready for your one French fact?
Yeah, the Paris Olympic Games are in 64 days. You didn't do this? We've been working on this segment
Well,
called One French Fact, which is exactly what it says. Just because, let's, it's an Olympic year. Let's talk, something Parisian. And he has nothing. And I've told him about this for weeks.
I have something.
Oh, he's got something.
The French
It was-
surrendered to Germany in World War II. Did you know that?
Oh my gosh.
They then
Okay,
kind
not
of
good
ended
enough.
up winning long term.
But they surrendered.
I can't believe that's it. I'm already canceling this segment. I thought you were going to do something fun and creative that we would actually
Well,
learn
I did see something. I looked this up. So here's the thing. I looked this up in Hawaii and found some interesting facts. Immediately forgot them.
Because of the Maui Wowie.
Yeah, thought I would remember. I remember seeing one about like how many millions of pounds of snails they eat in a year.
That would be great.
That's pretty interesting. Don't know the exact number.
You ever had escargot? Delicious.
I've never had it. It's good.
I like snails.
That's another French fact. Escargot, delicious.
Speaking of snails, John Kozak is running a snail racing operation.
It's underground right now. Yeah,
It's underground.
If you look at my Instagram, you can see it. My girls. This is like
That
the
was
most.
a great.
This is the most homeschool they've ever been.
How do you get?
They love.
This is cockfighting for 10-year-old girls.
Yeah.
They love snails so
Really?
much. They set up this little barrier in our backyard. They called it the snail garden, and then they just started collecting snails. And then we made a little racetrack last night.
How do
We
you get
raced
them to move?
You put them in water. You wake them up, and then you just wait.
Okay.
The waiting's the major part, I would
Yeah,
guess.
I got a time lapse. Andrew
Yeah.
Spade taught me how to do that. So
He's probably our best video editor that's here right now.
He's definitely the best time lapser. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that much.
he loves a time lapse.
He loves taking a time lapse and calling it award winning.
All right, what's next?
Questions. We're running out of time.
Okay, cool.
Down to it. Let's
Got
see.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
This is from Jay. Kozak's rankings have Levi going 174. Does he know that for sure, or is that a guess? Kozak, answer to Jay.
I don't know for sure. It's an educated guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We feel like he's not going to be at 57. Fairly, almost 100% certain of that. And we
Mhm.
feel pretty sure that Mitchell's not going to move.
Also, any rankings right now, a lot of them are like, not all hypothesized, but a lot of these guys don't even know.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times you don't really know until August, September. All right, how heavy are you? Where are we sitting? How much did you grow? Et cetera, et cetera. What's the lineup looking like? So,
Yeah, it feels like a lot of teams. It's interesting because I don't know, maybe this is not the case, but it seems like a lot of teams, there's not like a big sit down at the end of the year. We're like, all right, you're going this weight next year. It's like things just
Figure
kind
it
of
out.
they just play out, and the gravity just pulls them wherever they're going to go.
This one's from Slink, the real Slink.
Whoa.
Biggest lock to win the Olympics? Any country.
This
is a
is
great
such a
question.
hard question.
Any country.
Any country. Is it?
I feel like you can't pick a 57 unless
We're
you're
talking about
or
men's
65.
freestyle.
I was
Men's freestyle,
thinking
right?
all.
If we do all, that's a lot easier.
Oh yeah, that's
I'll
way
take
easier.
Yui.
Huey.
What about Mihan?
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna let a 40-some-year-old guy be my number one pick.
I agree.
Of all.
I agree. I was going to see if you
I
were
like-
gonna say that.
But what a incredible thing if he does it. Five Olympic champion.
What do we think is? It's still hard to know because we don't actually watch him wrestle. But what are actually like his odds? Like, if you have to pick right now, does Mihan win? Are you picking Mihan?
What year did he win his first one? 2008.
1908.
Well, I'm bad at math, I guess, because I was thinking to myself, like, did he win his first one before I was born? No, not even close.
No.
I was
Not that old.
I was 10 years old.
You just like to always bring up how young you are.
Well, I was thinking 5 Olympics. I guess it's 4 years. That's 20 years. I'm 25, so no, it doesn't work.
Mihan is still going to be my pick because I don't want to pick against him
It's not 20.
and have him win and be like, you didn't pick Mihan. Plus, I just kind of want it to happen because Mihan's the GOAT, and then he's going to salsa and crotch chop on us
Yeah.
after he wins.
Yeah, he was like all-time in 16. And then he's just like, I'll just keep winning.
What about for men's freestyle? I feel like it's harder if you
It's
just
so
look
tough.
at men's freestyle.
Honestly, I think I would
Zare?
say Zare.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Quit it.
Start.
Quit it.
This is just fuel to Mason's fire. I'm trying to help him.
If you're going, why?
I mean,
I'm just gonna take a backseat to this one.
Okay, so
at 57, I listen, unless you're
Okay. The only thing is he lost to Mason. He has lost to Mason.
Junior Worlds.
the course is
Sidakov
current
has never-
events.
Sidakov
not
has never
ancient
lost to
history.
Dake.
Yeah, I think Sidakov should be. I mean, yeah, Sidakov's up there, but I would not pick. But Zare is much more likely to win than Sidakov.
You get more variance at 74 in terms of
There's only
How
a
much-
few guys that have a shot, even a remote shot against Zare.
you could say the same about Sidakov. Like,
Was Zara even a world champion in 2022?
Not in 22.
Who was?
Or
Wasn't it Akul?
yeah.
So like Akul can beat Zare, Geno can beat Zare, Mason can beat Zare. Who can beat Sidakov? Only Dake.
Sabalov's beaten him 2 times.
yeah,
Olive has beaten him 2 times.
for Serbia.
Maybe more.
How good? We don't give Valiev a shot, I guess, or Kadi.
No, not really.
Cody got teched by, or no, I guess he didn't get teched.
But it wasn't close.
It was not close.
I'm still going Zare.
Zare.
Yeah.
I think Dake, the gap between Sidakov and Dake is narrower than Zare and Geno or Taha.
And you know that's true.
It might be true.
57, I feel like you can't pick anyone unless you're just all in. The Spencer Lee is just light years ahead, which I think is. We're not ready for that.
Yeah, the last chance qualifier showed it's not there yet.
Yeah, 65, you can't pick anyone as a lot. Number one lock. 74 is tough. 86, no. I mean, Aaron.
He just hasn't proven it yet on the senior level.
And even still, it's like you maybe would say Yazdani. 97 is interesting. You could say Taz. I think everyone is just the Sajaliah factor and Snyder factor.
Yeah.
But based on what we saw last year, it's like, wow, he was so much better.
That was one run.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put so much weight on one tournament.
Who has had a run like that, John or JD or anyone that would know?
Yeah, what?
Who has had a run?
John or JD or anyone.
Anyone else? Anyone out there with knowledge of it that has had a run like Tazunov had and didn't end up being that dude on the senior level?
65 from Ossetia that won 2016.
Romanov?
Yeah,
Romanov?
insane run
He had an insane run in 2014.
Yeah, but he wasn't dominant he wasn't the guy every year. But that 2016 run,
65
was
kilograms is ruled out of this discussion. IMO can't be brought into this. If you're talking 97, or you have to talk about any other weight besides 65, because who runs 65 ever?
Nobody.
Yeah, Romanov was good for three straight years. He was towards the best in the world,
Yeah.
but 65 is super deep.
Yeah.
Also, just at those lighter weights, there's so much more variability in your outcomes,
Exactly.
which is why you have to lean.
That's why I think Tazunov is not that, and Tazunov was also super young too. Like Romanov was not crazy young in 14, I don't think, when he killed everybody. Did he win in? I can't remember if he won in.
I just didn't like how close Taz's match with Ait Mukan was. That was his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like 4-2. He did wrestle him like
Wait, where was this?
Asian.
Yeah, see,
Asian
like,
championships. Yeah,
I feel like with some of these guys, these foreigners, like there really is a off tournament tack. Like they look the same. They don't look the same. Like American has very little variance in their performance. Those guys are always up and down, and he still won. So
Yeah.
I did see comments saying that he was fasting because it was Ramadan.
and he beat
And
Mohammedian there too.
yeah, so I
Tournament.
don't penalize guys for winning in tournaments we know they're not, training to periodically to peak for, or whatever you call it. That's my thought.
I was just saying, I think Tazudinov is really good. I think he is that guy, or I don't want to say that guy, but I'm not ready to say he's the next Sadulayev after one world title.
Yeah.
And where Sadulayev didn't even complete his match, forfeited out, immediately went to the hospital.
A question from Jersey Scum, Jersey Juice. He says, "Is it a hot take to say Spencer basically techs his way to gold?"
Incredibly.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot.
It's piping.
It's warm.
I mean, he didn't do it for last year's qualifier, so
Yeah. He didn't tech a group of people that were not in the Olympics.
He didn't do it at trials either.
didn't
He
take
didn't do it at
Gilman.
trials. So he didn't tech
Rather
He didn't tech
or Richards.
or Nico.
Yeah.
He only had one termination in the Olympic trials. So
Mhm.
it's pretty hot. You could say he dominates his way. That's still hot, right? He could do it, but yeah, that is a hot take.
Hot take. This one's from Luke Jyer. What wrestler's life would you most like to see a feature-length film made, and who would you cast to play them?
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, Dan Gable certainly has had an interesting life. Some of these foreigners, though.
Sidakov. So Sidakov, well, Sidakov was also in the Ossetian
Yeah, the
bombing of the
Hostage.
school. Yeah, the hostage situation, which
He
is
was
like,
in that too?
yes,
Man.
which is like the greatest tragedy in Ossetia's history.
Mhm.
So yeah, he lived through that.
Whoa.
And then he goes on to become, arguably the pound for pound #1 freestyle wrestler in the world.
Beats Jordan twice.
On last second, takedowns, incredible run.
I don't know any modern actors really.
To play him,
Yeah.
if Miles Teller could get super jacked,
Ooh. That'd be
that's
fire.
about the right size and look.
You know who that is?
I don't know actor.
If you saw him, you would recognize
Miles Teller
him.
was in the most recent Top Gun
Okay, yeah, that was great.
character.
Tom Cruise.
Kind of looks like
He
him.
played Tom Cruise. Oh, this guy with the mustache.
He's got the curly hair.
He was
you know.
Goose, son of Goose.
I didn't see Top Gun actually.
You didn't?
No.
I haven't seen the second
Neither
one.
of them.
either.
Man, it's very rare I would have seen a movie that you didn't. It's really good.
Josh is in my ear saying it's so good.
Yeah, you should watch it. Very good movie.
Miles Teller would kill that though too.
Yeah.
Kyle Dake, if he wins Olympics, is number
Oh
one.
my gosh, yes.
Just 4-time NCAA champion, defeating David Taylor, and then this struggle to become Olympic champion that's taken him so long. He's done unconventional things, the passing of his father recently, all leading up to Olympic gold.
Yeah.
That would be you kind of gotta win to put that cherry on top. It's not as sweet of a happy ending if he doesn't win gold here.
Hey, we got a donation question. Logan Ward donated $5. He says, thoughts on Nolf's future, upcoming grappling match, possible invite to ADCC, wrestling another cycle.
June 9th, you can watch on Flow Grappling, which if you have a Flow Wrestling subscription,
You do.
you get to watch for free.
Uh,
Or through your subscription that you already paid for.
I'd say he's searching, right? I don't think he's going to get ADCC invite. Those are insanely difficult to get. And he's,
Craig Jones should have him in his thing.
no, we're not talking about that. Yeah, no, I don't know what Nolf's doing. Seems like he's weighing options and considering MMA. I don't think he could be a full-time jiu-jitsu practitioner professionally.
Too late in the game or what?
Well, is that really what he wants? I mean, those guys are
What
good.
if he really wants to do? If that's what he really wants to do, and
He can't, but Nicky Rod could.
Yeah. I mean, is he gonna move to Austin, Texas to train with John Danaher?
you're
not gonna be able to
frequently.
You're not gonna be no. No, every day, twice a day. That's how they do it. Like,
I think he'd be open to it, maybe.
Well, if that's what he wants to do, you don't think he'd be good? It would take him years and years.
Exactly. Yeah, he would have to. Is he gonna? I mean, he's got all these side businesses. Focus. This is the only thing you're on. Like, that would have to be it. I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think he's gonna move to Austin, Texas, and train with John. Or he's not gonna be able to do it at the ATT and State College if he wants to be worldwide.
Strictly jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he could become world level MMA?
Yeah.
Is it too late in the game for him?
No,
to do
definitely
that?
not too late for that. I mean, I think longevity of MMA is different.
Than jiu-jitsu?
No. Well, there's the upside for MMA versus jiu-jitsu is insane. And also, he would be able to more roundly use all of his skills, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think he'd do great. I think he'd be good at MMA if he wants to do that. I don't think he's too old at all.
Now, if he wants to stick with wrestling, do you think continuing to do these grappling matches and entertain grappling is at a detriment to his wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't have a foot here, a foot there. I don't think. I think you have to be totally focused. If it's something you want to do one time just for fun, like a couple of practices, but if you're really serious about being the best wrestler in the world, I don't think jiu-jitsu training, it complements that. And I don't think that's what the best are doing. So that would be my opinion.
I agree. Who's he fighting?
I have no idea.
I don't either. Has it been I assume it's been
announced.
B-team,
been
isn't it?
announced.
Yeah, I think it's a B team guy.
Oh yeah. We never played the Greatest Pins Bo Nickel.
Oh, let's play that. New Flow film.
Yeah. We have a new film out. It's a new series that we're starting where we're going to go through the greatest pins in wrestling history. First episode has been out for a week or two now. It's about Bo Nickel, and I'll let the trailer speak
I'll put
for
the
itself.
link to it in the description of this episode.
Yes.
So when I first started learning wrestling, I was always really interested in a headlock, a cradle, and something to end the match, and something that was just exciting. So most people maybe have the goal, okay, I want to go win this match. For me, it was, I'm gonna pin this kid. That's it. But when you take a guy, put him on their back flat, and then boom, ref slaps him out, it's over, the cheers, all of that, I just love it.
Oh, man. He just whips him right over.
Doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter how much time's left. If you do this thing, the match is over, you won.
Come out here and be an NCAA champion. We can win team titles at Penn State. That's what we do.
There's been a lot of great moments, great pins and things like that, but for me, this is the greatest wrestling pin of all time.
So yeah, I've seen it already. Yeah. It's a really fun watch. It's one of those things that's just easy to watch because it's high energy. It's fun. The story.
Little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, for not everyone remembers, or even was maybe if you weren't aware,
Alive?
yeah, if you weren't alive at the time.
You're 5 years old? You don't even know.
The one that it covers has to do with one of the greatest team races of all time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was really cool.
Sweet. Good stuff.
Probably is greatest pin of all time.
Yeah.
You think
And
so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there will be more episodes to argue that.
That's right.
Well, we appreciate you. I don't know what to say.
Closing time.
It's closing time. Semisonic. We are out of here until next. We got something cooking for Tuesday.
We do?
It's kind of underground.
Oh, yeah. I'm in charge.
It's hinging on
Holiday
you.
Monday. Holiday Monday.
It's literally the only thing. And he said, we do?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. We're doing something Tuesday. Monday, happy Memorial Day. Enjoy it. And we'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great weekend. Long weekend. For those of you that get that. Appreciate it. See you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.
Boofing.